What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. This is not a drill. The ban list is out, and the page keeps crashing because so many people are on it. Luckily, they posted it on Twitter. I haven't gotten to look at this. I just got sent the link by Nimnim. So let's go ahead and open this up. And there it is, the first card that I do know something happened to. Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage, forbidden. Harpour, forbidden. Colossus, straight up banned. Wow, not even the one. If the World Chalice just a card ban, I was gonna play Dinos. What? Are you kidding me? My deck, Konami. That's probably how a lot of people are gonna be feeling right now. Tempest Magician needed to be banned. Azathoth, 100% needed to go. Salmon Great, Mirage Stalio in the ban section? They're really gonna want you to play the Salmon Great rank 4. Engage. You all were calling for it after engage into engage into engage. This is Pot agreed with the search. Yeah. Oh, Pendulum! Pendulum! Heavy Metal Foes Electromite banned. Wow. I thought they were gonna help Pendulum on these lists. Oh my gosh. They banned Electromite. What? And they banned Brilliant Fusion. That seems almost random with it at 1. Like, what did you think was going to be the turbo out problem? Is this the Gem Knight FDK hit? Like, Konami. Konami, why? Some of these are wise. Like, that's how you balance Salmon Great is the Mirage Stalio. A combo balance piece. Like, I feel like this was kind of weird. Let's go over these before we get into the limits. Harpour ban is great. They didn't just softly slap Orcus like they did in the OCG. They slammed it, but they are going to get better cards coming forward, so it's a balance. Colossus ban just straight up kills Thunder Dragon as an engine, as a deck. You're not going to be playing it probably just for Titan, but we'll see how that develops. Ib being banned is crazy. So many of you guys in the comment section were like, oh, Ib's a more powerful Dinglong. We have Ib. Dinglong can come back. Well, it seems like Konami TCG is on my page of Dinglong's too broken to come back. And Ib... well, I haven't seen the list, so maybe they do bring Dinglong back. But Ib is banned is crazy. I sincerely was thinking Dinosaurs was my deck, and now I have to reconsider what variant of Dinosaurs or how I'm gonna go with that. The rest are all solid hits. Let's go ahead and get into the limits. Starting with Carta Demise. Wow! Lithosashim's back! Lithosashim's back! Oh, yes! Yes! Oh, I can't play Dino. Oh, here's a Lithosashim searchable by diagram. Oh, True King Dinos, my babies. Well, we're gonna be popping babies. You know what I'm saying. Pot of Avarice to 1. Wow, the hype and rumble. Pancratops to 1? What? To 1? That's pretty insane. Servant of Endymion to 1? What is the Pendulum hate on this list? Oh my god. What is this? This is real, by the way. I know you might have seen something that looked like this before, where in Zodiac, people were making these kind of things with sample on top and it was fakeless. This is the real Konami Twitter, by the way. Carta Demise to 1. That's great, but Servant... Diagram... oh, just as I say it earlier, Diagram to 1. I can't win. I can't win. Into the Void to 1's very interesting, joining Upstart. Sekka's Light to 1. Red Reboot to 1. Nessie to 1. This is a list. This is a strong one. They're coming out swinging. The Danger Engine, people were wondering how they would hit it moving forward. It did seem like the best ones to 1 was the correct answer. Nessie to 1, pretty cool. Red Reboot is a very powerful card against back row decks, but it's looking like we didn't get Harpy Feather Duster. It does seem along the line of thought that they want to give back row some more power, maybe heading into Master Rule 5, but we have a couple months to play, and we have another ban list likely in the new Master Rule. So, Reboot to 1, that's an odd one to me. The draw cards make a little bit of sense. Sekka's Light, very, very powerful. Into the Void, pretty good for turboing out decks, but gosh dang, they unbanned Triff just to ban his deck, huh? Alright, let's see the semi-limits. They really tend to say, oh, tour guide! Woo! They did go ahead and do it over here. Mind Control to 2, that's an interesting way to limit its power. I felt like they would have just hit it to 1 like Pankratops, and Diva comes back to 2 as we have the Deep Sea archetype on the horizon. I like Tour Guide to 2 a lot. With no hits to BA, it seems like they are trying to over-support it, heading towards the new Master Rule. Deep Sea Diva, of course, we knew it was going to come off in some capacity to 2 instead of 3. They're dipping their toes in the water to see how it is. Mind Control, interesting. And then finally, Book of Moon to 3, the Memons! Wasted Space on... Oh, and Tribe! All the Wasted Space... Oh. Morphing Jar number 2, I do not believe was Wasted Space. That is pretty crazy. You're giving us Book of Moon to 3 and Morphing Jar number 2 to 3 at the same time. Please don't end up blaming Book of Moon for that when Empty Jar Cooper comes back in the Empty Jar status. Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic launch is at 3. That's interesting. Lady Debug is fine to come back to 3 after the Salmon Great hit. That's a balance. That's pretty crazy to me. Kagari goes to 3 because Engage is banned. They're saying recycling your resources is fine because now you're not recycling draws. Huh. Solemn Warning goes to 3. Those ultimate rares about to go off the market. Soul Drain to 3. People were asking me if I thought this one was okay. I thought it was a bit powerful for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! With how we've developed, but it looks like they want to use that Floodgate as a check and bounce. Dark Arm to 3 and Juggler to 3. Well, they hit Pendulum so hard, they said, Juggler, if you have uses for it, go ahead and use it. Wow, what a list. What changes. And everything here is just crazy and in front of us. So let's go back and kind of soak it in, take it in, see with now knowing the limits how the bans are. Harpoor, thank you. Colossus, a bit harsh, but thank you. We have the, what are they called? The Nemesis coming, where it is a Thunder that reveals in hands and just does its thing. That needed to go. Ib is concerning. That's concerning to me. That is such a new card. And it's just, I get that it's crazy. I get that it does cool things. I get that Needle Fiber is coming. Halafibrax. But wow, really, you just went for the throat there. You didn't even want to see how it plays out. I usually say, hey, let it play out a little because the March set is towards the end of March. And if you're doing an April or May list, we only have a month and a half of it being broken. Let Needle Fiber play. Well, we still have a lot of the good Needle Fiber cards, but man, I don't agree with that one. Tempest, absolutely. Azathoth, absolutely. Thank you, Konami, for realizing issues in the room. I wonder how I would hit like Salmon Great instead. I feel like I would have not peeled off Debug. I would have like hit Spinny or something and hit the resource game further, but still allowed them to play. Straight up banning Mirage Stalio is huge against the deck. I still feel like they're solid though. I feel like this was kind of a fair trade when you get Debug versus this. But Salmon Great players, let me know how you feel about this. Is this the end of your transition in that deck? It makes you have to risk when you're going into Sunlight Wolf now, I feel like more so. Engage, you had to go after the community's reaction to those multiple YCSs. I'm still bewildered by Electromite. I cannot believe they crushed Pendulum this list. It really feels with like the Master Rule and this ban list, they're nostalgia pandering to the people who hate that Pendulums exist. And we head towards, oh, you can Exi, Synchro, and Fusion all you want, and we're gonna hit Pendulums. Konami, it's very blatant there. And then Brilliant banned. I couldn't have seen it coming. The people just bought out Ultimate Brilliant Fusion in preparation for this list. How are you feeling about that one? Lithosajum's very cool. Very cool. I am happy. A lot of people aren't because they think that ripping into the extra deck is just too broken. I like that. Avarice is pretty odd to have it just peel off to 1 instead of 3 because it's at 3 in the OCG. But when I look at this card, it's an extender that does give you resources back, but you have to do so much to reach that point in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus it not being a card that you can just use right away. You're giving up having a card like Called by the Grave in your hand to counter an opponent's hand trap to have this in your hand. So the trade-off in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pretty big for Pot of Avarice. Pankratops, it just feels like this was a fair game changer, and they reprinted it so many times, to put it to 1 is a little bit of a slap in the face. And Demion, just that ruins that structure deck a lot. That hurts. That hurts a lot. You want to hard draw that card. Card of Demise, it needed to happen. Diagram, wow. I'm now soaking in how bad this is for Draco, because I was taking this in as a dinosaur player. And seeing Lithosash him back, it was kind of like a tease with Litho and then this. Diagram to 1 is weird and maybe necessary at this point. Draco has really been on its legs for far too long. They kept giving it more pieces. And then the semi-limits, let's give it to Konami. They did an okay job here. I would have just liked to see Mind Control to 1 instead of 2. Really hurt its consistency. This just feels like a little slap on it. And then Tour Guide's awesome. Deep Sea Diva, we knew. What a list, Konami. What a list. This is what we needed heading into this format. You really did it. People didn't expect you to do it. You really took care of everything in the room for the most part. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Use my TCG player link in the description down below. If you are shopping for BANLIST Day and buying into the hype, I suggest holding off usually during this time, but sometimes you make the mad rush towards those cards, and wow, no Max C, huh? The Max C talk ends for another 3 months. When is that next No Sooner Than, by the way? Do we have it yet? March 30th. So yeah, April. Available straight up in April. Let's go ahead and get it, gamers. Let's enjoy this format.